This time on the OSMcast, despite all our rage, we're just red pandas in an office building. Kids, ask your parents who Smashing Pumpkins are. This is the OSMcast. Boy, I sure hope that was Smashing Pumpkins. That's Smashing Pumpkins, right, Kevin?
I don't know.
Ah,
All my favorite bands are Japanese or dead or not touring.
well, this is the OSMcast. I'm Basil.
I am Kevin.
I am Douglas.
And that's us. It's been a minute, and that's okay, because things have been going on in our lives. Hopefully things are also going on in your lives, and they're good things. We just wrapped up Hamicon for this year, Hamicon 9.
Wasn't that like 2 months ago?
I mean, it still just happened.
We totally just wrapped that up.
I mean, it feels like we just wrapped it up.
That's the pace we're moving at.
Now gearing up for the Minicon, you should totally go.
I have to draw for that, don't I?
Yes.
Yes.
Thankfully, they're just pigs. Pigs is balls. It's not hard.
It's
not hard.
Pigs is balls.
Pigs is balls. That's right. That's our brand.
I mean, that's almost relevant to.
It is actually almost relevant too. Oh, speaking of animals, pet news. We've got new pets.
Oh God, we have so many new pets.
We have new pets now.
Some
Yeah.
people have new pets.
Well, you have. Look, Kevin, you have the grand, standby of Monkey.
Well, Rachel is her actual given name. Oh, I call her Monkey.
Right.
Little monkey cat.
It's okay, my new cat, and Anna's new cat, same cat. He's also a little bit of monkey, though. We named her Carbuncle. So yeah, I've got a cat. And my wife, Anna, our editor, she also has the same cat. And you can find out all sorts of pictures on our Twitters and Instagrams of that cat named Carbuncle. She's a blue Russian. And she's a little spitfire who doesn't want to be held, and I don't care, so I hold her anyways. But Doug also...
I started by losing a pet.
That is
first.
True.
I lost my cat, Aowen. She was 16 years old. We have her ashes looking over us now, even as we record. But, she lived to be a good old age. She outlived her own kittens, but she passed away, and she was actually my big cuddler.
Mm-hmm.
Is part of the problem. Like, Gwendolyn is a wonderful cat, but she doesn't like to necessarily be in your arms and love on you. She mostly wants to just sit next to you and just kind of chill out.
Right.
Well, that doesn't help me grieving. And Bruce does like to cuddle, but he doesn't want to be picked up and for you to just carry him as you cry. He doesn't want you to do that. He wants you to leave him down on the ground and cuddle with him like on the floor. So I needed a creature that I could pick up and love on and carry around the house as I cried. And so we got Colin.
Yes.
Colin is a 4-year-old puppy. He is a Chiweenie, a Dachshund Chihuahua mix, and he is awesome. In fact, he was going to be my moment of awesome. Now I have to come up with another moment of awesome.
Ha ha! Well, that's what happens when we both get new pets. Where it was a case of after Doug was getting Colin, and it was like, I want my cat. And my brother, bless his soul, bless his heart. What do we do as Southerners? Heart, right?
Yeah.
It's not soul, it's heart. Bless his heart. He is allergic to cats, like legit allergic. Will break out in hives and stuff.
Terrible.
And so I had to make sure we had a hyperallergenic cat, or at least best we could. And as far as my research told me, blue Russians were the best. So
also the staple of horror movie cat scares all through the 80s.
It's true. So we went and we discovered one, and Anna actually went out. I think it was Chattanooga. Actually, like it was a little bit of a drive, but she happened to be making us like it was actually on her way back from Tennessee from a trip. So yeah, that's how we got Carbuncle. So now there's all sorts of there's new pets, there's old pets. Man, we're a fountain of pets here at Awesome Central. All sorts of pets. So yeah, that's what we've been up to lately. If you want to follow our escapades, well, my escapades, you can find me at Twitter at It's Basil Time. You can find Kevin at Twitless_Kevin. And you can find Doug.
You can't find Doug. Doug is a mystery. You will never know.
Yeah. Unless I take pictures of Doug's pets, which I probably will, especially after this episode. Now, I don't know when this episode's going up, because we actually have a backlog of things we actually need to release. We actually did an episode at MomoCon where we talked a bunch of indie games that came out, including recently came out MomoCon Game of the Show for us, Sleep Tight, which I know Doug's husband Barry's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
We might cover that at a later date. And we also recorded some audio at HamaCon. We actually have an interview with Denmo McStronghuge, our YouTube 14 streamer guest. So hopefully that'll be coming out at some point, or may already be out, depending on when Anna decides to edit things.
You as the audience probably know better than we do right now.
So there you go. So either look forward to it, or hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see how that goes. And you can find us at OSMcast, OSMcast.com. You can go through our Index of Awesome and find out all our previous episodes, because there's a bunch of them. We haven't recorded in a while, but we've recorded a lot in the past 10 plus years. We are old. Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're old. But we're still trying to get back into the saddle. Actually trying something new. This is actually in the afternoon or early evening. Like, normally we would try it later on in the evening, but we realized we're old.
We're tired.
And that wasn't working. So we're trying this earlier time for recording, and we're going to see how this goes. So far, so good, honestly. As evidenced by going straight on into our Moments of Awesome.
It's a moment of awesome.
All right, well, I stole Doug's by accident. So, Kevin, you get to go first.
I get to go first.
You get to go first.
Okay. That's my moment of awesome. Yeah, my moment of awesome is, well, it's a book series I was rereading recently. It's called, the series will eventually be a trilogy, but at least was right now only 2 books, called the Nemesis Series by April Daniels. Find it on Amazon, real good. The best way I can describe it's superhero fiction, and the best way I can describe it is, what if Billy Batson got the power of Shazam and turned into Mary Marvel, and it was permanent, and she liked it better that way. The main character is a trans woman who is not out to his family, but gets past an awesome cosmic power from the coolest superhero in the setting, and gets his power passed on. That then, what part of the power set gives you your ideal body. So she's a girl in body now also, and
good for her.
Not out to anybody, and it's that causes some problems. And she's a teenager, and she has to maybe replace the most powerful hero on Earth, who just got killed. So there's obviously someone out there scarier.
Man, so it sounds like she's got some problems.
Yeah. I read it a while ago, and I was rereading it recently, like within the last week. And it's like, it's a good series. The author, I think, has some personal problems in her life, but is working on a 3rd book. So I really hope to see that sometime in the future. I kind of put it, like, not to overhype, but I kind of put it up there with, like, the Brandon Sanderson Reckoners trilogy for superhero fiction.
Okay.
Except I could actually more readily believe this takes place in the good universe in that story. It's fun. I can tell the author is a little bit of an anime fan. One of the characters is the screen name Minovsky Particle. There is a mecha battle in the 1st book. There are some shades of My Hero Academia. I don't know if that's intentional, but it was. I don't know. It's a series that probably deserves a little more attention.
When did the first book come out?
That's a good question. I found it somewhere like middle. I think I found it somewhere. It was either late last year or early this. No, it would have been somewhere last year, 2017. I don't know if that's when it was printed. I actually have no idea when it was printed.
So you find, is it like just on Amazon or
Yeah, I got
self-published sort of thing?
Yeah, I think you can buy a print copy. I know she got nominated for some awards though for it.
Oh.
Lambda Award, is that an award?
That sounds like an award.
I think it is. I don't know. It's I can't even remember exactly how I came across it, but I was like, it. You know how you can read just a little snippet on the Amazon by pulling open the first couple pages, and I'm like, this sounds kind of interesting. And then I, ended up reading the second book almost immediately.
Awesome. Well, my moment of awesome is also a book. Well, a manga, or if you're Ed Chavez, a mango. And I've been reading again by Mitsuru Kubo, who you may know as, one half of the creative force behind Yuri on the Ices. And this, I guess, thanks to the wonders of Yuri on Ice doing really well in America and everywhere else in the world, but especially in America, that Kodansha, between the actual Kodansha Comics imprint or Vertical imprint, is actually now releasing some Kubo manga in the States. One of them is, again, with 2 exclamation points, because you gotta know how important it is, again. And it is about Oendan, kind of. Oendan is a high school cheer group in Japan. You will probably know it best by way of Elite Beat Agents in America, where that was an American localization of the game called Oendan in Japanese.
Which got a fair amount of importing, if I recall.
So they're pretty much dudes that do awesome movements while yelling really loud and cheering. They're going to get you hyped up entirely with the forcefulness of their movements and voice. Not like this namby-pamby, just doing cute little dances. No, they're going to boil your red-hot shonen spirit. No matter if you're a shonen or a shoujo.
It's, if cheerleading was manly as fuck.
That's right.
Wait, do we say fuck on this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
We do use the explicit tag, so you can curse if you so wish.
Kevin doesn't say fuck all that often in real life. I've said it 3 times. I've hit my limit.
I think I hit my limit yesterday. I think I caught myself and realized that I had said too many curse words.
You can't break the seal. They are curse words.
It's true. And you really can't go back in time and change it, or can you, with our main character, Imamura, who is this, I don't want to call him, he's not a NEET, he's not really a shut-in, at least physically, he's very much one emotionally, where you discover that he's this long-haired, blonde punk kid, who's not really a punk, he's actually a really good kid, but he has no friends. His entire existence for his high school career is he would go to school, not talk to anybody, go home, go to bed, wake up, and repeat. He had no friends. He didn't join after-school clubs. Just absolutely nothing interested him, except he was curious in his freshman year about this one girl Oendan team, because she was the last member of her team, and after she left, there was no more Oendan because no one else wanted to do it, because it's one of those more old-timey Japanese custom things that isn't quite as popular nowadays. Well, during his graduation, he decides to take one last look at the old Oendan room, thinking about what might have been, when some random girl, a classmate of his, notices him, thinking he's being a pervert. He's not. So he tries to chase after her to stop her, and spoilers, they both fall down the stairs and die. Only they don't die, they actually wake up 3 years in the past for the day of the entrance ceremony for them being first-year high school students. And so thinking it's some really weird dream, he decides to go up to the Owendon lady and ask if it's fun to be an Owendon, which she then goes, new blood. Yes, you're joining the Owendon, yes. And so now it's about Owendon, but it's also about this guy and girl who have somehow gone back in time.
Accidental time travel.
Like accidental time travel. And now they're not really trying to change anything. In fact, the girl doesn't want to change a thing. She had an awesome high school career. Like, she had a boyfriend and she had friends and she was going to get married and be the housewife. Everything was going to be super. Only now she's back in the past and her boyfriend doesn't know her and she's trying to talk to him like, you know, he's her boyfriend. He's like, I don't even know who you are. You're being really creepy. Go away. Meanwhile, Imamura is like making friends. He's joined this club, but things are not as simple as they might be at first blush. And so it's got this really neat thing where it's this accidental time travel thing. It's got this weird Owendon thing and what's going on there. And it's 2 volumes have been out so far. The 3rd volume should be coming out soon. It's been a fun read. It's been a real fun read. All right, Doug. What we got?
What's awesome?
Minecraft came out with a new expansion.
Nice.
That has dolphins in it.
Oh, right. I think it's the underwater or the sea or...
Yeah, something like that. But, okay.
Minecraft has an expansions?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's got dolphins, and that's pretty neat. I discovered that dolphins will, like, murder cats if you try to carry cats across the ocean.
That's weird.
It is. It's super weird.
What do dolphins have against cats?
Like, that's why I had to build that giant land bridge that you see off in the distance over there. Because just, like, the dolphins kept murdering my cats, and so I had to...
Well, I mean, have you ever seen dolphins and cats living together, Kevin?
Yes!
I think
Where?
I think my mom might have a couple pictures on her computer with, like, a cat riding a dolphin.
Like the old Flipper TV show. Pretty sure there was a cat on it, too.
Yeah.
But that wasn't real life. Like Minecraft. Come on,
well,
dog.
to be fair, in real life, dolphins are intelligent enough that they do run the gamut from nice sweetie pies to murderous jerks. Because they are complex enough to have personalities.
Yeah, they never tell you about the dolphins that pull people out to sea.
Yeah, some dolphins are assholes.
Well, yeah, they murder cats. I mean...
Unfortunately. Now, I'm just curious, is this an endemic? Is everyone seeing this, or do you just have asshole dolphins?
I apparently just have asshole dolphins. Okay, so this other pod of dolphins, like, followed me into, like, a palace shrine and helped me, like, kill the guardians for just no apparent reason. I hadn't given them fish or tamed them or anything. They just did it because I was swimming fast. But then they murder my cats.
Anything else exciting about this new underwater dolphin cat killing expansion?
There's also sea turtles. Sea turtles will spawn on beaches, and they'll lay eggs that hatch out of the ground, and that's pretty cool. And zombies will step on the baby sea turtles, so you have to kill the zombies.
But that's why you have dolphins.
Dolphins can't go on the land.
Why can't they kill the zombies? Besides the fact that they're too busy killing the cats.
I think you just named it right there.
Well, there you go.
So there you go, kids, adults, whoever. Play Minecraft.
Save the dolphins. No, save the cats. Fuck dolphins.
Only if the dolphins are consenting.
Speaking of games and consent, before we go on to our main topic, it's time for our Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Minute. Oh man, so we're gearing up for the big 5-year anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV Online. which is crazy to think it's been around that long.
But it has.
But recently, that's not really what we've been doing. What we've been doing has been, what's it called? Heaven on High. The new deep dungeon, which has learned lessons from other deep dungeons. Like, for example, this new deep dungeon, which is based around the concept of sort of the mystery dungeon genre, where you go in and your set levels and your powers are they're not gear based. It's all just the general level that you are. You can upgrade it a little bit through levels in the dungeon, but it's mostly skill versus power. And all the levels are randomized, the monster placements are randomized, and it's just how far can you go. There's 100 levels to the dungeon. The first 30 is the storyline bit, and then the other 70 are, well, if you think you're a badass, here you go. But they have like random item drops. One of the big things they've done this time, they've changed some of the items up, where you can now actually gain summon crystals, summon materia, where you can actually you can pull up a summon that'll kill all the enemies in the room. But if you look out with the Odin summon, it'll actually take out like one of the bosses in one hit. There is now a giant. There's the level design it's been changed up a little bit. The big thing is that occasionally, instead of going through twisty corridors that have been randomly generated, instead it will plunk you into a Giganto room.
I really like the Giganto rooms,
which are very mystery dungeon inspired, where you suddenly get into a room and it's filled with monsters. And that's when you really, really hope you have a materia on hand to summon a monster, and just watch them all die in one fell swoop. And that's fun. So yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven on High. It's pretty neat, pretty fun. I am enjoying it. Kevin has not touched it.
I have not touched it because I've not been playing.
Well, you should. There's good. We're having some pretty good side events too. Probably some sweet like swimsuits and who knows what'll happen, because we're coming up on the 5th anniversary, which means we're going to be doing the Moonfire Fair. We're going to do the Rising, all sorts of, and shoot, it's just so big, they're dropping Behemoth into Monster Hunter. Because,
Why not?
As it turns out, this is the new thing of a guy who works on a different video game series. Turns out he is either buddies with Yoshi P or really likes 14 in general. And they get him drunk in a bar and they agree to a game crossover.
All business deals are formed in Japan.
Well, that's how Yokai happened. Like, the guy who runs level 5 and, really likes playing 14, so he got Yoshi P drunk at a bar and convinced him to do a Yokai Watch event. And apparently, back when Yoshi P first took over 14 development, the guy who worked on Monster Hunter World was like, "Are you sure you want to do this? Isn't an MMO terrible? Wait, you're just going to rebuild it from the ground up and call it the same thing? Are you sure? Are they going to kill you? Is that what's going to happen?" And he's like, "No, man, I got this." And he did. And now that World has come out and 14's doing really well, they're like, "Well, let's do that. Let's do that crossover."
They're putting the Final Fantasy Behemoth in
Yes,
Monster World also?
They're putting the Final Fantasy Behemoth as a monster in Monster Hunter World. And then we're getting Rathalos for Monster Hunter World, or Monster Hunter in general, into 14.
Yay.
So, that's cool. Well, yeah, we're going to get him as a mount, and we're going to get a kitty cat minion, the Palicos as a minion. We're going to we're getting gear. Like, it's pretty cool. Like, they're not being crap about it. They're being pretty good. This is going to be a fun event. All right, so that's been your Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Minute. Which means we should probably get into our actual topic of conversations from Sanrio and Fanworks. Everyone's favorite red panda and metal singer, Aggretsuko. We'll be right back. So in 2016, in Japan, there was a Japanese anime made by Sanrio called Aggretsuko, or Aggressive Retsuko. It was made by a studio called Fanworks, which makes sense because what Fanworks seems like they do is they do those little, 1 or 5 minute, short anime shorts that sort of fit in between commercial breaks when they need a little bit more time between episodes of a TV show in Japan. And that's what Aggretsuko was. There was 100 1-minute episodes, and it was made by some guy named Rarecho or Rarecho. I'm not quite sure. And it was actually kind of interesting trying to find information on this guy. I wasn't even sure it was a guy at first, except for when we found out that A, he's the rage voice for Aggretsuko singing in Japanese, and that's definitely a male voice. And B, he also worked on this other show a few years ago as well called Sushi and Beyond, which was about a British fellow, a book guy about culinary stuff. And he went to Japan to learn all about sushi. And they decided to do an set of animated shorts about it. And so he went overseas and he wrote about it for The Guardian. And he actually talked about meeting Rarecho. And so he went to Japan to meet the director. And so, and here it is, quote from the Guardian article. I'll find it again and post it, the link to in the show notes. At the Fanworks offices on one floor of a small office block in a quiet side street of Shibuya, artists sit in cubicles hand-drawing backdrops for another series. I am shown to a small conference room where Rarecho, a shy man in his early 40s, but dressed like a teenager in striped beanie and puffer jacket, awaits. Rarecho is one of the post-broadband generation of armchair animators liberated by new software. He became famous in Japan for a homemade flash animation called The Legend of Yaorka Tank that went viral. And then my favorite part is, apparently Rarecho went, I was expecting someone really fat, like Michael Moore, which apparently this British guy gets referred to. Everyone thinks because he eats food and stuff and writes about it. I guess they assume that since he is European and eats food, therefore fat, but whatever. So, yeah, so Rarecho is, as far as I don't really know if there's other animators. He's the only person attached to this. It's by Studio Fanworks, directed by Rarecho, and that's the only information I could find.
Do you not know who Michael Moore is?
I know who Michael Moore is.
Oh, okay.
But not who Rarecho is.
Oh, okay.
Who is the director, or Rarecho, how you pronounce his name, I'm not quite sure. Everyone else has it spelled Rarecho, but Anime News Network has Rareko. So, anyway, so, Kevin, who's Retsuko?
Who's Retsuko?
Who is Retsuko?
Our protagonist.
Who is Retsuko?
A very frustrated young panda girl, red panda, who
I'm burning in lava!
It happens.
Okay, it's fine.
And that's Retsuko. She's burning in lava on the inside. But like, I don't know, for serious, she is a red panda, because everyone's an animal, because of Sanrio, who is an office worker in her mid-20s, who has to put up with a very toxic work environment, and annoying coworkers. And when her rage builds to a boiling point, she rocks out to karaokeing metal and just screams out her demons. And it's adorable, relatable, all of the above.
Well, Sanrio is really good at making really good characters where they're fun, they look neat, and you kind of get to the point of their characters pretty quick. But they're all very relatable in some form or fashion.
I mean, I do have to say, like, all the characters in the series have a bit more depth to them than I expected. Even, like, the literal chauvinist pig boss has got more depth than you think he does at the start.
Well, it's really kind of amazing where this started out as 1-minute episodes. Mm. And clearly when Netflix put it in order, they were like, okay, this is good. We want this to be like an actual show. And so they ordered a 10-episode run initially. There's actually a second season now coming out at some point.
Yay.
Of 15-minute episodes. So this actually is a very breezy watch. It's really easy to just, slam it down in like one go if you really want to.
I think we did.
We did do that.
Yeah.
We did. But everyone's super relatable. Everyone's super neat. You've got Aggretsuko, everyone's favorite red panda. You've got the terrible pig director.
Yeah.
Named Director Tone.
Is a literal chauvinist pig.
You've got Fenico.
Who's the kind of snarky bitch workmate.
Fenico is a character that I do not like, but I know that everybody else likes her. Because she did one thing in episode 1 that I can just not abide by. Which is she's solely looking up information about the airhead deer girl.
Tsunoda, right?
Tsunoda, yeah.
Yeah, she's solely looking up information on her on social media for the express purpose of hating on her and making fun of her, and then is nice to her face. And I just can't stand that. If you're going to be a dick to somebody behind their back, be a dick to their face.
But Tsunoda is the gazelle, super pretty, perky, she knows she's pretty and she's going to work it.
She's the hot girl of the office, and she uses it to her advantage.
And then there's who I'm sure many of us actually relate to, Haida, the hyena.
The most likable hyena in fiction I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he is, in fact, the most likable hyena that I have met, who is just, he's just
a legitimate nice guy. I don't mean he's an air quotes nice guy. He's actually a nice guy.
No, he's a good boy. He is a good boy.
He is a good boy.
And he also gets some things wrong, but eventually he actually learns from his mistakes.
Yeah.
He is the Aggretsuko equivalent of the McElroys.
He's also more into rock than metal, but that's okay.
You can do that.
I think they need to just learn about each other's interests. They would have more fun.
You also get to meet
the secretaries.
There is
Gori
and Washimi.
Washimi's the secretary, and who is a literal secretary bird, who is the secretary of the president of the company they work for. But they're the power ladies at the office.
Yeah, Gori's the director of marketing.
Yeah, they're the power ladies. They're always together.
Who is a gorilla?
Yeah, they've got their cool strut where they're the coolest ladies in the room, and everyone loves them. And they're some of it's show, but they're pretty awesome.
Yeah, they're my favorite characters. Out of the whole thing.
I do remember when the show was shiny and new, I was seeing so much fan art of them on Twitter. Maybe it's still out there. I just don't see it in my notifications anymore. But they were so much fan art of those two.
Well, you find out that they're cool and badass, and they're always, but then you realize that it's, I won't even say so much a front as it is, they know what they need to do to show up appearances, but they have a hidden side. Thankfully, that hidden side is also pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So that worked out.
They're pretty empowered ladies.
Yeah, I have noticed just the general response to the show is women really like Aggretsuko. It gets them kind of way.
This is probably its intention.
It's true. There's also Komiya, who is the meerkat
Yeah. I was thinking
suck
he was
up.
a weasel for a long time because, he is a weasel in personality, but
right.
A meerkat's close.
But he's the Director Tone's suck up guy whose entire job is just to be a weasel.
Yeah.
And a suck up. And then there's Kabe, which is the Aggretsuko's hippo co-worker who
always has some kind of awesome gossip or wants to show you a picture of her kid or her nephew or somebody else's kids.
Nobody in the office is interested in her shit. Nobody cares about what's going on in her life. And as the series goes on, that gets more hilarious.
Yeah, I think this is a kind of a series that, I don't know, if you've worked, you're going to relate to this on I don't even think it matters where you worked, but if you've worked, in a position that requires you to have coworkers, there's going to be some stuff that's really relatable.
But, I mean, this is very much like, they could have just made the animated animal versions of The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have. And there's elements of that to this. Like, there is definitely, like, Office humor here, but the show also has a decent, and in fact, alarming amount of soul to it. Like, this is, in fact, a show by Sanrio with something like poignant things to say about dealing with things, how to handle stress, dealing with annoying people, what...
Even, if you're like toxic relationships aren't necessarily like physically abusive or anything, they're just not good for you.
How to handle insecurities.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it, and even like as the show goes on, I'm like, man, there's it's funny, but there's like a definite actual like story arc that goes along. Like it really feels like it's almost like a very long Aggretsuko movie. Like, especially as it comes out via Netflix, so you get all of it at once.
You can binge it, and I mean, from a point of view of a movie, it's a damn long movie, but it's...
But even not really, it's like, 150 minutes?
Is that short?
I mean, they're 15-minute episodes, and they're only 10 episodes. And once you include things like the opening and ending credits and stuff, like, I'm very positive that you could turn this into a movie-length thing real quick.
Yeah. Where's the Aggretsuko movie, Hollywood?
Well, you don't need it because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And the animation, while it very much is in a very much a flash animation style, thanks to the super clear lines and things, it looks really good. I'm actually kind of really surprised at how well animated for a flash show like Aggretsuko really is.
Yeah, the Sanrio just really lended itself to that style of animation very, very well.
They're little cute animal people. It works, surprisingly.
It's a much more... this feels like almost like a wholesome alternate reality that BoJack could have lived in from BoJack Horseman.
Maybe it's not even a wholesome alternate reality. Maybe it's just actual Japan.
In the BoJack Horseman universe, except there's no actual humans running around.
That's true.
Yeah, there's not any humans running around.
Maybe, day-to-day in Zootopia.
But it is a lot of fun. Of course, I think if we keep going further, we're going to go into spoiler territory. So we're going to take a quick musical interlude, and then we'll get into spoilers and also questions from internet people like you. This is the OSMcast. We'll be right back.
私はいつも心で泣いてたあの頃の僕はずっとぼーっとしていたあなたは自腹のプリンス君はメタルのプリンセス二人の出会いは飲みすぎたじゃないごこ
All right, welcome back, folks.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So, Aggretsuko had a boyfriend.
Spoiled? Oh, wait, this is spoilers.
This is spoilers. This is spoilers. This is the spoiler area, yes.
That's like the end of the series, almost, as much as it is. Like,
no, all right, screw it. Let's talk more about Oshimi and Goro. Like, that was the moment, man, when you discovered that they had each other, but that was it. And they really wanted more friends. And so it ends up at some point, oh god, the best guy, Protein, whoever the
yoga
instructor.
They end up all meeting they end up being at the same yoga class with Retsuko.
And Retsuko is, of course, very intimidated. These are like the ultimate women in the office building. And they're like, oh yay, there's another person from our office. Maybe we can make friends with this person now. and they do, and in fact, eventually Aggretsuko actually lets them in on her world. And they actually do become really good friends, and it's really sweet and wholesome, and I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
If nothing else, because we just got more Wasimi and Gory in our life.
It's two badass, empowered ladies helping another lady get herself empowered, even though she doesn't know she wants to be that just yet.
Yep.
And the yoga instructor who just is this, I don't even know what he is.
Like, kangaroo.
Is he really supposed to be a kangaroo?
He's supposed to be a kangaroo. Okay. He looks like a kangaroo.
He looks like a weird mutant thing, and he just says protein.
Oh, God.
Protein!
Oh, God, I was about to fall into lava again.
Fall into lava. That's very hazardous.
I don't think I've ever said on podcasts that Doug tends to play Minecraft while podcasting. But this is the first time I think that Doug's been so lava-centric.
Well, it's because I'm in my lava fields.
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, this is a tangent. Why are you in lava fields? Why are there lava fields?
Because I'm making lava fields because they're glorious.
I mean, where else are you going to get your obsidian?
Yeah.
Because the loading screen told me you get that when water hits lava.
Like, I am making something amazing. Like it's going to be like a goddamn dwarven city in here.
I support your goals.
So, alright, off the tangent. So, the voice acting in this show is great either way.
Yeah.
The Japanese voice cast does a very good job, and the English voice cast does a very good job. Again, I think it's the whole Sanrio thing just works really well to whatever kind of like...
I think the mouth flapping is better in Japanese. But that's it.
It's definitely good enough English that if you want to just put this on and not, you don't want to deal with subtitles, the English is definitely good enough that you're not really missing out.
And I know for us, when we first started, when we did our big marathon of it, we inadvertently, we chose Japanese to start off with. And then, if for some reason kept switching back over to English for the next episode. And after like one episode or so, we decided, you know what, let's just keep it in English. Let's just do it. Clearly Netflix wants us to watch this in English this time versus Japanese, and it was perfectly enjoyable. Like I didn't really feel the urge to go back to Japanese. It worked. All right, let's go to some questions from internet people like you.
We never did get back to her terrible boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. Well, Kevin, while I'm pulling up questions, you go back to the terrible boyfriend.
I mean, he's not, like, evil. He's, like, it's like I say terrible boyfriend, and they're just really kind of...
I thought the revelation... They were just mismatched is the problem. Like, he wasn't really that interested in her. He was just kind of going along with it because he thought he was supposed to.
And he's kind of like listening to like his buddy's advice, which is not necessarily great advice. And it's like but like Retsuko's just like getting into this like, oh God, I have to have a boyfriend because, oh God, I have to get married because like I'm 25, I'm practically dead. But
I thought the revelation at the very end that he had an apartment full of plants made him really interesting.
Yeah.
Like, it's like she just never stumbled on the thing that he was passionate about.
Yeah.
Because it was a very quiet thing, and she's not a very quiet person.
Yeah, it's like, it's not like he was abusive or she was abusive. They just weren't good for each other. And it was like negatively impacting her life, and she needed to like not be doing that. But I mean, it's kind of it's like the end arc of the show for at least the first season is that she has a boyfriend. Like having a boyfriend is actually not making her happy at all, and she has to address that. And it's simple, but that's a hard thing to deal with in real life sometimes.
And I did like the symbology of her shoes constantly failing her. Because they were the wrong pair of shoes to wear on her feet, and it was hurting her feet. But she was willing to put up with the hurt because that was what she was supposed to do. And
she wanted everything to look right.
Yeah. She had to make a small jump to it. Things need to be right, not look right.
Yeah.
All right. So from our wonderful listeners of the OSMcast who posted questions or comments or things, we first start off with Ruby at Pashatidical, who just gave us exclamation points. I think she's just excited that we're podcasting again.
Yay! We're excited to be podcasting too.
And then at the _sommelier, Charlie, who normally gives us lots of great questions, this time only 2.
Only 2?
By the way, congratulations on your impending nuptials.
It's almost like that guy has other things to think about than us all the time.
His first question, why so angry? I don't know, Charlie. You're getting married. It should be a happy time. But sometimes, when you get married, there's roadblocks and there's things to plan. And sometimes you just get angry, Charlie. And that's okay.
That's when you have to find your inner metal god and just let her out.
Maybe you should take yourself and Daryl over to some karaoke joint and get some metal. Or his other follow-up question, how is protein? Proteins can be very good for you, but don't overdo it. That'd be bad for you. Everything in moderation, always.
Or you turn into a super jacked kangaroo, which sounds great on the surface, but believe me, there's problems.
But then again, our yoga instructor, he lives a pretty good life.
Yeah. I think he's very one with the universe. I think it works for him.
It's all really just protein.
Yeah. So, Tobias McNabb at Reverend _Tobias. What are your hopes for season 2?
Haida and Retsuko finding about each other's musical interests and having a duet at some point.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I just want more gory.
Well, yeah.
I just want more gory.
Yeah.
Like, if they just gave me the gory show, that'd be fine.
I want to see her terrible boss actually fired.
Yes. That would be good.
And replaced with someone who's terrible in an entirely different way.
Yeah. Replaced probably with the suck-up, because, things, the status quo must be maintained. But there was a moment in the series, where he's talking about how he can't dish it out as good as he used to. As good as he used to get it back when he was that age. And, that's that is true. Things were probably much, much worse. When he was an underling, he probably did used to get a lot more shit from his boss than he's allowed to dish out to his employees. But that's, part of the progress of society is that we march forward, we improve upon.
Well, I just sort of appreciate that you get a little bit of insight into how he is.
Yeah.
Like I said, everyone's got a little more depth than they seem they do at first. But, maybe a giraffe who's super obsessed with productivity. Like the giraffe equivalent of a glasses guy. Yeah. I don't know why a giraffe. I blame Review Starlight. Watch Review Starlight. It has a giraffe that talks.
Besides Retsuko, who is your favorite office animal besides Gory?
Are you calling Gory?
Oh, I'm so calling Gory.
The deer.
Bold choice.
Yeah, she's actually my favorite.
As I keep saying, she does have more depth than she seems at first. She is a little bit more than just the cute girl in the office.
She's clever. You would not think her to be clever, but she is.
I don't know. If you're going with Gory, I have to go with the Washimi, because she has a deadly axe kick, just like a real secretary bird. But to the extent that she takes no shit, even from the company president.
It's true. Who is also clever.
Yeah.
You can sort of see that's where Gazelle Girl. I could definitely see her making that eventual transition.
Mm-hmm.
She has those similar kinds of instincts. Whereas I think Gory actually would be sort of her trajectory.
When she learns to use her anger in real life productively. As opposed to just letting it bottle up and spill out into her metal.
What other Sanrio designed depictions of modern lifestyles would you like to see?
I don't know how to answer that.
I want the West Wing.
West Wing.
But as Sanrio.
I mean, I did want to see like an anime comedy, like general fluff piece comedy
God.
of Japanese office life.
Yeah.
You know, that was a part of my...
I mean, I know I referenced Utopia earlier, but Sanrio police procedural.
That would be good. I would like NCIS Sanrio.
Like, and the police chief needs to be a badger. A British badger who's a cultured gentleman who will give you tea, not an American badger that's a murder hobo. But, you know.
Yes.
I don't know about anything else. I mean, I trust Sanrio. They create interesting characters. I just want a badger police chief.
All right, so finally, his last question is, how are you so bad at making tea? I don't make the tea. Doug makes the tea, and Doug makes amazing tea, so I don't know what your problem is.
And there's totally a picture somewhere on my Twitter that's appeared at least twice with tea expert written on my forehead. So obviously I'm not bad at making tea.
So I guess it's just me, but tangent, if you go back into our Index of Awesome during an April 1st episode, we actually did a really thorough coverage of Doug's
Oh
tea
my god,
kettles.
the collection has grown so much since then.
Well, there is going to be April of next year. Maybe we'll do a sequel.
Okay.
I mean, we've already agreed with ourselves that we're going to be doing a new episode of Vesperia once the definitive edition comes out. We play that one.
Ha! And I was right, by the way. I was right giving that game of the year for the past 10 years.
No, you're wrong.
It'll
But
be right
this year can be this year.
At least it'll be highly defensible this year.
And then finally, Mr. John Robbins at _ a Johnny5. If Retsuko worked at the same place as you, what would be the lyrics to her song be like?
Oh, man. You know, I'm not sure if it'd be especially different in my place of work.
I think she might call me lazy.
Might complain about how you can't get any days off in September because it's inventory and you can't go to a friend's wedding, but, you know.
Well, I work at a place that one might stop at to buy games or trade games, and that company certainly catches lots of flack. So there could be there's song potential there, but I'm not going to really talk about it because I also value my employment.
Yeah. I'm not. There would definitely be similar in my place of work. I don't know if the content of the lyrics would especially change because it's the same old bullshit.
Like, you could definitely do an Aggretsuko, like, retail-focused.
Yeah.
Another one would be, like, none of us work food service, but I'm sure a Aggretsuko-based food service type thing could also work.
You know, I've seen a lot of anime deal with, like, food service. There are not that many that deal with actual retail, however.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There probably, I can't think of one. I was like, there probably is something, but if there is, it flew under my radar. But, there's a few things that deal with, like, the office job, your salaryman kind of jobs. I mean, I think there's way more manga about that than there is anime, because that's, like, a staple.
Well, I mean, there's more manga about anything anime,
Yeah.
if you really think about it.
I mean, I think that's something you actually see a lot in manga written for, like, adult men, is, like, salaryman stories. But, I don't see much on the retail level. I mean, you see characters who work retail sometimes. Like, I'm watching Bill Divers, and a major character is the girl who runs the shop where they buy models from. Like, she's a major supporting character. And that's definitely a retail job, I think.
Look at this puppy.
You can't look at the puppy. It's audio only. They're missing out.
We'll just have to start live streaming this.
Oh, God, no.
in the dark where we are in, where you can't see us anyways. All right, so we'll be right back with our final awesomes out of awesomes. So, Kevin, how many awesomes out of awesomes? Aggretsuko.
Aggretsuko is one mighty of awesome.
Doug?
2 super empowered ladies are awesome.
Nice. Oh, man. Kevin, you're missing out on this waveform when you went, whoa! It was very, like, it was very good. Oh, God, Anna's going to hate us so much.
I'm sorry, Anna. Love you.
I'm going to give it 1. Anna is now metal raging out at us for doing that.
In the most meta way we could approach this episode.
Out of awesome. So you can watch Aggretsuko on Netflix. 10 episodes, only 15 minutes per episode. You can knock it out in a night. Real easy. It goes down real smooth. Very, very smooth.
Fun for the whole family if you're all adults.
I don't know. I think this is one of those things where, it feels like it's more for adults, but kids could probably at least watch it.
I don't think there's nothing. I don't think there's anything that's too spicy for your kids. They may not get it. Not yet, not until they get out in the real world, have a job. But it'll probably amuse them when she goes all metal.
So yes, this has been the OSMcast, a production of the OSMcast. Our theme song was made by DJ Inabito. It is edited and put together by my wonderful wife and our amazing editor, Anna. You can find us at awesomecast.com. You can send us emails at awesomecast@gmail.com or leave us comments on each episode. You can, again, follow me on Twitter at It's Basil Time. You can find Kevin on Twitter at Twitless_Kevin. You can find the OSMcast on Twitter at AwesomeCast. I believe you can find me on Instagram now, also at It's Basil Time. I've also got a website, itsbasiltime.com, but I don't post on it like I really should. I need to get on that. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time.